Hey, welcome President Sudhir Mehta and Rotarian JSL Jetsi. It's so amazing to engage with you this afternoon. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Doing very well. Thank you. Thank you, Vivek. And
Awesome.
feel very privileged to be here this evening.
Amazing. President Mehta, a quick question to you. You have just executed a mega project called Touching Little Hearts. And this project is all about pediatric heart surgeries. Your quick opening comment saying, what does this project really mean to you as a club president?
Humble moment is a humble moment for all rodeos and all Rotarians because we are only a facilitator in the whole process. We only facilitate things, and I believe is a very humble moment for all of us. So that summarizes the whole point what we are trying to say.
Absolutely. So well said. So well said. Jaisal bhai, a quick thought from you. You have been someone who has been involved into this project right from its early stages. What do you think a project like this has relevance and meaning to the general public, and what is the kind of impact a project like this really creates?
Vivek, it is the nobility of this entire thing that is so critical to it. The fact that you have been blessed by the Almighty with the power to save a life, to give the gift of life. Would you like to let it go waste? We definitely would not like to let it go waste. We as Rotarians and as rodeos should consider ourselves as highly privileged that we have been blessed with the power to save a life. Very, very humbling moment for me, especially after all my visits to Kokilabein Hospital. Whenever you hold a child in your hand, you see an infant, a toddler who's just a few days old or a few weeks old, and the child is fully back to normal and will now lead a normal, healthy life. The magnitude of that thought is phenomenal.
Sudhir bhai, what is your thought the moment you think about the plight of the parents who have such young kids with this kind of an anomaly? What do you think the impact that will happen to those parents after the operations, the surgeries have successfully happened? What's your thoughts?
If you are born with a child with any kind of deformity at any given point of time, is basically a baggage which you have to carry through the life, either for a short time or for a long time. Primarily to give a relief to the parent that there is somebody who can rectify that or rehabilitate that is a big relief to the parent in that matter. So I would say going back also Rotary Club of Devnar has a very good track record of such kind of relief to the parents. Either it will be in Operation Restore or whether it will be in musculoskeletal. Primarily TLH is one more feather in the cap to give relief to the community. When you are given an opportunity to serve the community on this aspect is another dimension to life.
Sure. As I understand, our club has already taken up the first surgery. You must have been in touch with the parents. You must have spoken to the parents. What has been the views and comments of those parents whose child is now seeing almost a new life, so to say?
The feedback that we have got from the hospital sources is that the parents are completely speechless and the happiness knows no bounds. The father is a fruit and vegetable vendor in Vikhroli. They're absolutely happy. Their joy knows no bound today, and they're fully grateful to Rotary and to the rodeos for facilitating a life-saving surgery of the apple of their eye, their daughter Anshika Mali.
How old is the child?
Around 3 years old.
Looking at a project like this, I'm sure this project is going to scale up to much bigger levels in times to come. How are we really going to identify the right set of people who are actually facing a challenge like this in their life?
The hospital has a lot of patients today. Kokilabein has been doing pediatric cardiac surgeries for a very long time under Dr. Suresh Rao's leadership. This project is quite popular in the hinterland of India. In fact, not only within India, but even outside India. And we're already getting inquiries from patients outside District 3141, 3142 and overseas also. We also plan to launch small kind of an awareness campaign so that people become aware of this facility which Rotary is offering so that more and more families from the underprivileged sections can take advantage of what facilities we are offering to save a life.
What do you think? How can corporates and the CSR funds can really contribute to a project like this? Are we really anticipating external support to also come in, or is it going to be solely a Rotary-driven initiative? What do you think would be ideal?
Yeah, sure. It is basically projects like these exhibit our execution skills. There are people and there are companies who are ready to contribute on the money front. And in that context, they would like to see partners who can execute. Our club for the last 30 years has got that maturity and that experience and those kind of self-motivated rodeos, I would put it, Rotarians who have got very good execution skills. So either you contribute in cash or kind is how you execute at the end of the day makes a very big impact for the corporates. And that execution skills, if you show it over a period of time through various projects and through various opportunities which are given to you, can bring in more number of corporates to cooperate.
That sounds so amazing. fundraising. As I understand that this is part of the mega global grant project of Rotary. Would you like to throw some light saying what is really the relevance of global grant and what is it all about and what's the impact of that global grant on this project?
Vivek, the impact of global grants for this particular project Touching Little Hearts, has been phenomenal. Today, in as many years, we have done over 1,800 surgeries successfully at a outflow of about 30 crores. We have saved 1,800 lives. It's a humongous achievement which Rotary as a movement has been able to see through. Now, the global grant, through its multiplying effect, enables us to broaden the project, the fund size, the project base, and touch as many hearts as possible. Today, with our own contribution of about $25,000, we have been able to create a project size of about $86,214, where we will be touching at least 32 hearts, if not more. It has been teamwork all along, and let me tell you that every rodeo has contributed in some manner or the other.
Sudhir bhai, your year as a leader, as a club president has been absolutely phenomenal until now. And I'm sure this is going to continue in the same fashion in the months ahead. This is a project which is going to create legacy for the years ahead. What is really your thought with respect to that?
The responsibility which has been given by our donors, by Rotary International to execute such kind of project, we need to do very good time-bound manner, show the results and move forward, because there are much more bigger opportunities waiting for us in our year, in future years. Community service is an endless situation. You
Absolutely.
can keep on doing it every now and then. So
Absolutely.
there are enough opportunities.
What is really the kind of impact when it comes to cost and financials? So when we are supporting a family, what does it really mean? Is it just supporting the child or is it supporting the entire family of 3, 4, 5 people because of that huge financial burden that they typically go to?
The entire family is really burdened because of the stress that they have a child who has got a cardiac problem. There is a solution in sight, though they do not have the means to acquire that solution. If they do not get the solution, they lose their child. So when they come to the hospital and when we talk to those parents, they are divided. They are completely crestfallen. They've lost all hope, and they're only holding on to Rotary and a few angels and the social service department of the hospital who give them that glimmer of hope. And when we infuse confidence into them, it is something which you have to experience, and words fall short to explain how their attitude changes. Yes, mera bachcha ji lega, mera bachcha normal ho jayega. You know, the parents come from such conditions where they've not seen even a vati of dahi. When they're in the hospital, they have not had their meals because they don't have money to eat food. Whatever little money they have contributed for their child's surgery. But they're so thankful to Rotary. They're so thankful to the hospital and the doctors out there. It's speechless.
What would be your comment with respect to how can a project like this inspire rodeos and people in general?
When you say success stories, the emotions which are attached with every child, because as Rotary Club of Devnar, we also had the opportunity a few months ago at Wadia Hospital in that respect for a similar kind of a story. When you tell these kind of stories to your fellow Rotarians and your community as such, definitely it makes a big impact. Action speaks the word at the end of this. Action.
Great. Thank you so much for that word of inspiration. This is really going to inspire all the set of people who have contributed wholeheartedly to this project and who can still contribute in a variety of projects that Rotary keeps doing. Thanks a ton.
Thank you, Vivek.